Good evening, everyone. Today, actually, next day after this long, arduous journey we've taken, we are joined by Binary Bill and sidekick Luna. Now, we are going to find out in this series number 4 how it is that we go about building a structure that would withstand a hurricane. But before we get to that, this is a special interview between Dr. Gonzalez, otherwise known as Dr. G, and Binary Bill. Yes. And so, question is, Mr. Binary Bill, what makes an engineer?
That's a very good question, and I'm glad you asked. So an engineer is somebody who uses math and science to solve problems. There are all kinds of engineers: electrical engineers, chemical engineers, civil engineers, mechanical engineers, biological engineers. And what they do is to strive to solve problems and make things better. How do we make the road last longer? How do we make a building stand taller or stand up against a strong storm? So these are the kind of problems that an engineer would solve. And it takes a lot of math and a lot of science to accomplish this.
Well, thank you, Binary Bill. And now we'll go to some actual on-hand learning because everybody else has to make those structures just like you have provided the sample. Thank you for these moments with Dr. G and Binary Bill. We're now going to go into action mode.
Hey, everybody. Before we start building our tower, let's talk a little bit about what makes a good tower. So first, what we need is a tall vertical structure that's solid, that would allow us to raise things high into the air, like radio antennas or other things that we might see on towers around the city. Now, in order for this solid tower to stand, we need some kind of base. So here's some examples where we have a large base near on a lighthouse tower, and this paper towel holder also has a base with 4 legs that keep it from tipping over. So these are the kind of things that we're going to try to do when we build our own. So let's get started. Okay, everybody, for this challenge, we need to build a tower that's 50 centimeters tall. 50 centimeters is just under 20 inches. So I figured I'd start with 2 tubes from paper towels. Now, in order to get 20 inches, what I've decided to do is kind of crimp these together so that I can join them as one piece. So I'm going to squeeze the top of one, insert that into the base of another tube, and I have a nice solid structure, and it is measuring 21 inches, which is more than the 50 centimeters than we need. So let's give this a quick test and see how it stands up to the hurricane. All right, well, that clearly didn't work out well. And what we need is something to increase the stability of this. Now, if you have seen some telephone poles in the neighborhood, some of them have cables that extend off the side to hold the pole in place. So we're going to try to do something just like that. Now, instead of a rope or a cable, I've decided to take pipe cleaners and join them together. So I have 3 pipe cleaners twisted together, and in order to support the structure from all angles, I've done that 3 times. So 3 times I have 3 pipe cleaners tied together end to end. Now what I'm going to do is put some paper clips on my cardboard to give me a place to tie these cables to. So I put one over here, and I'll put one on this corner, and I'll put one on this corner, Okay. Now I'm going to take those, connect them around the paper clip, and connect the other end to the top of my tower. And I'm going to do that for all three. Hopefully it stands while I'm working. Okay, actually I'll lay it down while I'm doing this so it doesn't flop on me. So here's the other one. And the third. Okay, and I will stand my tower back up, and I will put my paper clips at the top, all three, and then I'm just going to tighten these up slightly to hold the tower in place. Go. Now that I've got them all kind of measured out, I'll adjust them a little bit so they're all equal tension. It's a little too tight. Okay. And there we have it. A tower now supported by cables holding it in place. Let's give it the wind. All right, so here's our structure. Let's give it a test with the fan on and see how it holds up. Oh, well, not bad, but our piece of cardboard is blowing away. But if I hold down the piece of cardboard, I can really crank up the fan, and we can see that the structure is holding together. All right, in that last trial, we saw that the paper or the cardboard base was trying to blow away. So let's use a little engineering and figure out how we can get the cardboard to stay. Now, looking at your supply sheet, it includes 12 inches of tape. So I'm going to try taping the corners of this structure down, or our cardboard down, and this will give it a little bit more stability. And let me give it another try and see how much wind it can take before it blows away. Next, second speed. Here we go, full speed, tornado. Very good, it's holding together very well. Okay, let's look at some other ideas. Okay everybody, here's another idea I came up with. Instead of having just a pole and holding it down with cables, let's build something with a very wide base. So I've decided in this experiment to use straws, which is also on our supply list. Now, to make a tower long enough, I had to join the straws together. So just like the paper towel holders, I take one of the straws, crimp it, and push it inside the other. And I do that, I need 3 straws tall to make a tower of the appropriate height. So there's my arm for my tower. I've done this 3 times, as you can see, to make a triangular tower. Now you can do 4, 5, you can put as many sides on this as you want. And then to tie the base together, I use the pipe cleaners. And the pipe cleaners, I put a bend in each pipe cleaner. I put the end of the pipe cleaner into the straws and did that at both ends. And you can see how that all comes together. You need 3 pipe cleaners, 1 for each side of the bottom triangle. And then to finish it off, I just took a little tape. I taped off the top. You could use paper clips. You could use a binder clip. Just anything you want to hold those 3 together. And then to finish it off, like we saw before, things are going to blow away. So we're allowed to use tape. We get 12 inches of tape. So I'm just going to tape this down to our cardboard. Okay, let's give this the wind test and see what happens. There's speed 1, speed 2, speed 3. Oh, it's holding. It's holding. It's bending, but it's holding. Very good. Okay. All right, well, before the storm rolls in, I just wanted to share with you one more idea for a tower. And here I have a tower of cups. And what I've done is I've used tape to hold it together. And if you can, I used pipe cleaners inside of the stack of cups to cinch it together and keep them tight. And with this setup, you can do something similar with paper clips and pipe cleaners to hold it down. You could use pipe cleaners. We could even use the paper clips and just make a chain of paper clips to make the straps to hold it down. And remember, you also have Play-Doh on your list. You can use Play-Doh as a weight to hold things down. You could use Play-Doh as a glue to hold things down. You can use the Play-Doh to help keep your cups together. All different ways you could use the Play-Doh as you put your tower together. So let's get ready for the storm, and good luck making your towers.